History loves to introduce itself through names. A conqueror, a reformer, a revolutionary. We're taught to believe that history moves because certain individuals were exceptional. But that story begins too late. Before any great leader rises, before the speeches, the wars, the monuments, something else has already happened. The system has begun to shift. The illusion of the individual. Every era looks back and asks the same question. How did this person come to power? But history rarely answers honestly, because leaders don't appear out of nowhere. They emerge when a society has already been under pressure for generations. Long before a name becomes famous, the foundations start to crack. Population grows faster than resources. Institutions designed for a smaller world struggle to govern a larger one. Opportunities narrow while ambitions multiply. On the surface, life continues. Markets still open, governments still function. But underneath, tension accumulates quietly. The pressure beneath the surface. In pre-industrial societies, this pressure followed a familiar pattern. More people competing for the same land, more workers chasing fewer opportunities. Living standards flatten or fall. Young populations grow restless. Cities swell with surplus labor. Crowds form, not yet angry, but waiting. At the same time, wealth concentrates, not evenly, selectively. A small class accumulates surplus, education, influence, and with it, expectation. The problem is not poverty alone. The problem is too many people who believe they deserve power and too few positions to satisfy them. This is where systems begin to fracture from the top, when elites turn on the system. As competition intensifies, cooperation collapses. Rival factions stop protecting institutions, they start using them. Rules become obstacles, traditions become weapons, the state becomes a prize. In late Republican Rome, generals no longer served the Republic, they served themselves. Armies pledged loyalty not to laws, but to men who paid them, fed them, promised land when the fighting ended. What had once been a civic system turned personal. And once power becomes personal, legitimacy begins to dissolve. The moment belief breaks. A society can endure hardship. It cannot endure disbelief. When institutions fail repeatedly, when laws bend for the powerful, when violence replaces process, people stop believing the system represents them. This is the true beginning of collapse. Not invasion, not rebellion, but the quiet realization that the old order no longer works. Fear replaces trust. Fatigue replaces hope. After decades of civil war, Romans did not ask for freedom. They asked for an end. Why new narratives matter. When old values stop making sense, societies don't just need solutions, they need explanations. Republican virtues built for equals no longer fit a world of winners and losers. So the language changes. Power reframes itself as protection. Dominance rebrands as stability. Submission is recast as peace. New stories emerge, not because they are true, but because they are useful. And once a narrative exists, it waits for someone who can embody it. The window opens. Sometimes the opening comes through catastrophe, a civil war that shatters elites, a plague that rewrites economic reality, a collapse that clears the board. Other times it arrives through transformation, a new way of organizing armies, a new way of producing food, a new way of managing information. Old systems cannot adapt fast enough, and in that gap between what no longer works and what has not yet formed, history opens a window. The audition. This is the moment we usually pay attention. A leader steps forward, not randomly, not magically, but because the system now requires someone with very specific traits. Someone who can impose order, someone who can control fragmentation, someone who fits the new narrative. The leader does not create the moment selects the leader. The pattern repeats. This is why history feels familiar, why different eras produce similar figures, why societies facing different problems still arrive at comparable solutions. Great leaders are not anomalies, they are symptoms. Before they rise, the ground has already shifted. The audience is already waiting. The job description has already been written. History does not choose leaders at random. It prepares for them.